So we want to talk about the general structure of a program, right? So when you structure a program, maybe internal, maybe external, okay, that depends on the audience, right? You think about the incentivization, you think about the metrics, but what do you see in the product? What are the things you notice in the product when you actually think about making a whole program around that?
Actually, depends upon, like, when you talk about product, who the end users are, who are the potential end users who can adopt that particular product, and you
Mm-hmm.
start thinking about a different region of interest. So if you
Mm-hmm.
want to say do a pilot initially,
Right.
right, and even in startup this term is known as MVP, minimum viable product that you want to launch. um, so you start figuring out, right from, so if there's a product and there's a lot of traffic from, say, top 3 regions or top 5 regions, I'll start focusing on that first. Step two is designing those programs. And when I
Mm-hmm.
say program design, there are different nuances, looks like goes into that, right? From stakeholders, who are the stakeholders, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's different sort of management frameworks. If you want to get into, there's this Reiki chart, there's
Mm-hmm.
Gantt chart. So Reiki stands for RACI, which is
Mm-hmm.
responsible, actionable,
Mm-hmm.
consulted, and informed,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Who is the
Right.
person responsible for that particular task? Who is going to take action? Who's to consult from and inform? And when you work in that entire aspect of project management of this program design, you have to work with
Mm-hmm.
different people, right? From legal, marketing, PR, web design, web
Right.
development, programs team, content team, production team, operations team, merge team, and the list is like not endless, but it's just double of that. So there are like 20 different aspects of a program you have to take care of. And managing all those things, you have to keep track of everything, timeline, deadline, and all that sort of thing. So that's where this thing, which is known as Gantt chart, came into the picture. Where we usually call that internally as tracker in different
Right.
organizations, where we put up
Mm-hmm.
different areas in marketing, what all things are happening, blog, podcast, Twitter spaces, and like all those sort of things which need to go around that. In graphic designing, what are the creative aspects which are needed, right? From swag design, right? From posters and standees, right? From things which we need to go on emailer creatives, right? From website creatives and things like that, right? So this is there, marketing is there. Operationally, things are different, right? You have to work with different vendors, you have to work with different event management companies, experience design companies, and ensure things are happening. Then the thing come here is agenda, what the
Mm-hmm.
agenda of that particular program looks like. If it's a
Mm-hmm.
training program, how many cities, how many
Right.
countries you are focusing on, who is the end audience of that, what you want
Mm-hmm.
to be teaching them, what the content of that particular thing looks like, curriculum of that
Right.
particular thing looks like. You have to try and test whether that curriculum you think gonna be working might not work. In villages, teacher might not like that. On government schools, they might not relate to that versus an
Right.
international school. So all those sort of thing I've seen personally. So you have
Mm-hmm.
to also do these spot checks, understand their audience needs,
Mm-hmm.
figure out whether it is working or not working. And you have to continuously, if it's a long-term program, say a 6 months program, you have to
Mm-hmm.
continuously iterate on the process on the go. And
Mm-hmm.
the most important part of the entire program design is collecting feedback. So,
Right.
and accordingly working on the feedback as well. So if it's a 6 months long program, say every 15 days there are like a lot of trainings happening, so every 15 days you're getting a lot of feedback, trying to integrate those feedback in your existing program.
Mm-hmm.
And then post action is like if you are giving a certificate, if you are giving a
Mm-hmm.
thumb drive with content inside that, if you
Mm-hmm.
are like how you are recognizing those people. And then
Right.
post action can be like all these trainings we have done, all these different sort of boot camps we have done, can we make a collective community out of this particular thing? That could be post
Mm-hmm.
action item as well, where these people can
Right.
engage with each other because they all are knowledgeable, they are all active
Mm-hmm.
contributors in the ecosystem. So all these different
Right.
approaches we think about when we design programs, and
Mm-hmm.
multiple different things which exist as well, right? From PR, legal, like all these clearances, approval. So you have to
Mm-hmm.
keep a track of all these different things,
Mm-hmm.
decide the final deadline, and also backtrack those things. So if this deadline is say X, you have to think of X minus 5 when this thing comes in your email inbox. You have to
Mm-hmm.
review that for next 2 days. Then if a
Mm-hmm.
iteration happens, then you have to do that. Then on the final day, you can deliver that particular thing or you can launch that particular thing. So
Right.
that's how program management works. So yeah, I guess.
Right. You mentioned quite a lot of things around how program management works and a lot of moving parts around it as well. And that was pretty good.